Are we going?
Aye, Beckham's doing up his laces. God, check out that arse action.
Worry about his arse. David Beckham is a genius.
Who's David Beckham, Charlie?
Who's David Beckham? Who is David Beckham?
Yeah, who is David Beckham?
David Beckham only happens to be one of the most talented young footballers in the country.
Well, I've never heard of him. Yes, you have. He's the one that's engaged to Posh Bart. Oh, that's David Beckham. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Babes in the Wood, coming soon on ITV.
Highlights from the 9th day of the World Cup next tonight, including France v Saudi Arabia.
You know what they say, if you can sell ice to an Eskimo. Now, Starburst fruit ice is totally different. First, you'll experience its soft fruit shell. Next comes the refreshing fruit sorbet. And now get ready for the real burst. Real pieces of fruit. This is bigger than we thought. New Starburst fruit ice. So fruity you won't believe your ice.
I am not a happy bunny. Pourquoi? I hear you say. I, Serge Lapelle, the man who has dressed the world's most beautiful people. I've just seen the Citroën Summer Exclusive Collection, including the stunning Zara Sensation, with 2 years of free insurance from only 11,995 sterling pounds. Mais oui, electric sunshine roof, CD auto changer, remote central locking, très chic. But I will show them Carlton Bennett.
Zara Sensation with 2 years free insurance.
Why is it, no matter how hard you try to avoid them, remedy them, or hide them away, there are always bad hair days? Organics contains bio-nutrients. They give your hair more shine, more body, more vitality, so you can be sure of more good hair days.
Your girls tell us you're the sweatiest man in Hawley. Say hello to Nicky with a ticky.
To challenge Shaw for Men, we are Sweaty Old Peter to drive across Peru in a PVC suit.
Feeling confident? Then show us your tick. Oh, Peter, you didn't outsweat Shaw for Men. Nicky with a ticky. Take him away and tick him off.
What if angels walked among us, and one of them fell in love with one of us? Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan, City of Angels.
Calm down. You've both got your reasons for loving them.
Because they're 90% fat-free.
Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares are tasty gorgeous.
You tell him they're 90% fat-free.
Who cares? The taste champion. You tell her.
There she goes again.
If you just joined us, we're talking about these new Kellogg's Rice Krispie Squares. Rice Krispies entangled with melted marshmallow. Deliciously different.
But they're 90% fat-free.
Hello?
Don't patronise me.
They're anything but square.
You could be paying a lot more than you need for national calls. But if you call us, we could save you money without even touching your phone. So think first. First Telecom. Call 0800 458 1111.
Croatia are back in front. A magnificent piece of World Cup football.
The World Cup. Both games exclusively live Saturday on ITV.
hour here on Carlton, a late-night edition of the Jerry Springer Show. That's after the best of the day's action from World Cup '98.
Go on then. Come on, hurry up, the match is gonna start. Come on. Right. Oh, no.
The new SAS strike force has sent England on the way in France '98. We hear tonight from the captain, who's not afraid to get physical. Paul Scholes is the quiet man of the squad, but the praise of his teammates speaks volumes.
I personally believe Paul Scholes can go on to just be an unbelievable player. Unbelievable.
Paul Scholes is a great player and would have played whether Gazza was there or not.
Are Scotland about to reach the knockout stages for the first time, or will Craig Brown's side add to the catalogue of disappointment?
If we deserve to beat Morocco, we'll beat them. And I hope that we'll beat them, and for the fans who are here and for the great support we've got back at home, I would love to think that we would get into the last 16.
The action features the host nation, France, hoping to get the green qualifying light tonight. Meantime, as a red mist descends on the tournament, we ask, is this the shape of things to come? And we look forward to our next sighting of the Super Eagles from Nigeria. How close is an African nation to winning the World Cup? And welcome to ITV's Paris studio. Encore is the show in which you give us your views by fax and email, and our panel put their very distinctive stamp on France '98. And joining us tonight, we have Alex Ferguson. We've got Terry Venables. And we've got John Barnes. Welcome all, and we have a lot to discuss in the next hour. First, though, let's go to the England camp at La Baule. The squad have enjoyed a restful time with the next French test against Romania still 4 days away. The performance of Paul Scholes in that Tunisian match has rightfully been highly praised. The Manchester United quiet man just hates giving interviews. His teammates have to do the talking for him.
Everyone's a winner in La Baule when England score. At the Seafront Casino, they're giving away a glass of beer for every time they find the net. If pint-sized Paul Scholes had put away all his chances against Tunisia, the one-armed bandit brigade would have been legless too. As it was, they all had to make do with a round of Alan Shearers, followed by a Scholes for the road. And when it eventually came, the Manchester United players' strike was well worth the wait.
Scholes on the turn, a wonderful goal! Paul Scholes!
The 23-year-old isn't one to flaunt his talent, but there are plenty ready to do it for him.
Paul Scholes is a great player and would have played whether Gazza was there or not. Paul Scholes deserves to play for England, and with his performances that he's put in, his goal ratio is magnificent for England.
He's another player that has got everything. You know, I first saw him in youth team when he played at Ellen Road for Man U against Leeds in final Youth Cup, and he played in midfield that day, and he was more a holding player. And there were little touches there that, you know, he was spraying ball about, and he could see he was itching to get into that box. So, you know, it's no surprise that he's gone on to achieve greatness, which it is, scoring a goal in a World Cup game. So, you know, I think there's more to come from Paul, but he's an exciting player, and he's one that, like, you know, like Gaffer says, could steal all the headlines this summer.
I personally believe Paul Scholes can go on to just be an unbelievable player. Unbelievable.
great little player, and there's going to be enough pressure on him as it is, so he doesn't need people like me or you saying how good he is and putting extra pressure on him. But he's going to have to learn to live with that, because that's going to come his way because of the ability he has.
The captain is happy to shoulder the spotlight instead. His strength of character matched only by his strength on the pitch.
Back in England, I get criticised, but because I'm playing for England now and I'm giving a little bit out, everyone seems to love me. Strange, that, isn't it?
While Paul Scholes has spent the week dodging fanfares, two of his Old Trafford teammates have been baring their souls to the media. David Beckham about being dropped for the opening game with Tunisia.
Still wanted to play. I was desperate to play in that game, you know, even get on the last 5 minutes. I was desperate, but, you know, in the end it's up to the manager.
And there are reports today that Teddy Sheringham has apologised to Manchester United fans about his late night out in Portugal. He's worried that the pre-tournament publicity could still affect his future at the club.
Right, well, let's go straight to Alex Ferguson about that. Should Teddy Sheringham be worried about his future with you and Manchester United?
I think all the players worry at our club when they don't win something, even the manager.
But has he got anything...
Well done, I like it.
Has he got anything to be worried about after what's happened in the last few weeks? I think that's what we've been saying there.
That's not a place to hear it anyway. But, no, I think all the players at our club, they're used to winning. They want to win, and I think that reflects Terry's concern about not winning. And he's only a year at the club, and he now realises what Manchester United is about.
We'll talk to you about Paul Scholes in just a minute, Alex, but let's get a view from Terry Venables on Paul Scholes. High praise from him there. He deserves it.
He does. I mean, he's you know, I'm sitting next to Alec. I mean, he knows him more than he was talking about him today. He's just, they're all saying all lovely things. There's nothing more you can say about him except he is a top-class player, but I don't expect he likes to hear that because he likes to keep his feet on the floor.
John, David Beckham looked pretty miserable there. I mean, you've been dropped in your time at the highest level. How's he going to come back?
Well, he can either feel sorry for himself, which I'm sure he won't, or he can knuckle down. All he can do is work hard in training and be ready when the call comes, because the call could come. Even in the next match, as Glenn has indicated, he wouldn't be afraid to change a winning team. And as equally as being ready physically, he has to be ready mentally. When the call comes for him either to come on as sub or to go on, he can't go on the pitch thinking, well, I should have played in the first game. He has to be ready, and I'm sure he will be.
Back on Scholes, Alex, I can remember when Eric Cantona was around, you kept sort of putting Scholes in, and he would do it for you, and you kept having to pull him out again, and he seems to have done it for England as well. You put him in, he'll do a job.
He's actually been on the first team scene now for at Old Trafford for about 4 years as a kid, and coming in and doing his little bit, going back out. But now he's a fantastic. I mean, I've always said that about him, imagination and the courage to play, temperament. I mean, in the dressing room before a game, you always look for signs of a player that tells you something. Scholes I think he's got ice in his veins, you know, just so calm and sits with his feet up and not a thing worries him.
Does it concern you that he doesn't like doing the public appearances, the interviews and things?
That's every right. I think they do too much, to be honest with you. They're here to play football. There's no commitment from a player that he needs to face the press.
Were you, Terry, at all uncomfortable about seeing David Beckham put in that position?
I think it's something that they have to do. I think they try to do so much with the press because the public want to know what the players are thinking. And it's difficult getting that balance. You want to actually give the information, but you don't want them in situations like that where really you know that's a hot potato, that one, and he's going to find that a bit difficult to handle.
There's a lot of interest, obviously, about the Beckham-Anderton situation. We've had an email from Richard Phillips, who's actually a Spurs fan, and Terry really says, I'm mystified to why Anderton's been preferred to Beckham. Terry says there isn't a cigarette paper between the two at the highest level. So, Alex, would you swap them?
That's a beauty, isn't it?
They're after you. They're after you, aren't they?
There's no way I could deal with Alan Sugar and anything, but I don't think I would contemplate that at all. I'm very happy with David Beckham on the team.
And another email from Terry Jones. He says, Gary Neville and David Beckham have done OK for you at Manchester United down the right. Shouldn't they be doing it for England there as well?
Well, I'll get accused of being biased again, but I would certainly not go against these two. I mean, you've got to remember these players are playing in big matches every week. Manchester United play big games all the time. They're used to the big matches. They would never let anyone down. And their temperament's good, they've got good stamina, they've got good skill levels. I wouldn't be afraid to play them any time.
John Barnes, we're hearing from the England camp that Gareth Southgate might just be struggling with an injury. Who would you play in his place?
Well, Gary Neville's a ready-made replacement for him. You know, Gary would have been pushing for a place anyway, even if he had not been injured, but I think that he will just slot in there nicely. But, you know, talking about Neville and Beckham down the right, they do well for Manchester United. They're also another 8 players to consider. I mean, if they could have the other 8 Manchester United players with them, then probably they'll be more effective. So I suppose, you know, that's a difficult one because they both play well for Manchester United as to whether you put them both in. But Gary is the natural replacement for Gareth Southgate.
We occasionally get pats on the back for the managers as well, Terry. Graham Betts from Preston, another email. He says, well done, Glenn Hoddle. You stuck by Scholes, and it's worked brilliantly. And I guess that the pro-Gascoigne fan club might have gone a bit quiet now.
Well, I think so. I mean, if things hadn't have gone well, of course, that's natural. Everyone would say, well, we miss Gazza. If they do well, it's forgotten. That's football. It's the way it is, and we all understand that. I think that Scholes basically was our best player. I've already said Sol Campbell as well, but he was certainly our best player on the day, and now we've got an high expectancy of him, which, from what Alex says there, he'll just handle that fine, so that's good news.
We've got one for you, Terry, here, just as we finish on our faxes and email. It is a fax, and it's actually from your wife, Yvette. And she says, I've been trying to contact you all day, no luck. As you've been away now for nearly a fortnight, how are you for underwear and socks? Give me a call later. Would you like to let us all know how you are for the old underwear and socks?
Actually, not too good, is it? No. You swine.
No, we're all in that position, but there we are. Well, Yvette, you've got your answer anyway, but I'm sure that Terry will be on the phone a little later on. Right, now we move our focus from Terry's personal life and his personal washing habits, and we move to Scotland. Make or break for them against Morocco in St Etienne on Tuesday. Familiar story? You reckon you've seen it all before, well, you'd be absolutely right. This, in fact, is a 6th World Cup the Scots have been in, the last chance saloon. They've been carried out every time.
I think we should remind people that this is the World Cup and we're at the top level of world football. It's not even European level. We're in the rarefied atmosphere of the World Cup, and we have played team ranked 1 and team ranked 7. And I think to have emerged with such credit makes me very proud of the players. And I think anyone who's informed in football will appreciate that we have played very well in these 2 matches. My reflections are reflections of pride in the performance of the team, and also great pride in the performance of the supporters, as usual.
I think the game was getting into desperation stages. You know, when you're 20, 25 minutes away from going out of the World Cup, you have to throw caution to the wind.
We're hitting it long, and the chase is on, and the goal is there! Craig Burley!
I think with many people now, you are the favourites to join Brazil in the second phase.
I don't want to hear that because, you know, too often when we're favourites and we're expected to do things, we fail.
Ali McLeod, you just can't believe it. And there is the final whistle. And that is very much a tragedy for Scotland.
We're now beginning to, I think, manage to overcome the history of being favourites and losing and being underdogs and winning. We hope to get the results which we deservedly get now. So, if we deserve to beat Morocco, we'll beat them.
I think we played positive, and it's been pressure. I mean, the opening game, the ceremonies, you know, it's a big game for everybody, and then the Norway game. This one probably is going to be billed as an even bigger one because we've got that final chance to push through into the second phase, which can make the 22 players that are here, you know, legends with the Scotland people as the first people to do it.
Brazil are through, they've won the group, they now play Norway. Is there anything about Brazil already being through that concerns you?
Yeah, there is, because I do think that they then could take the foot off the pedal, but equally they could go out and give a display of typical Brazilian football. But as I've said, Norway are capable, and Norway are very capable of beating Brazil. They have done recently. And the way they play with the diagonal balls over the top of 2 smaller Brazilian fullbacks, they could just get something from the game. So that game is by far from a foregone conclusion.
talk about the Scots in just a second. We've had a fax from Johnny Hall in Brighton. It's actually a personal message to David Beckham. If you're depressed and at the end of a hard day at work, you come home to my girlfriend and I'll go home to yours. Right. We talk about the Scots now, Alex. Serious stuff now. Are they going to do it?
I think they will, yes. I think that Brazil will beat Norway without any question. I think that's because Brazil always have to win. You know, in the way they play and the culture, everything's geared for Brazil to win. And if they do that, then I'm confident Scotland getting the result against Morocco.
Do you share Alex's optimism, Terry?
Yeah, I think we've gone through with them all the way through. I think they'll get through now, and it'll be a first, and he'll be happy.
John, you and me watched the Moroccans against Brazil. Does it depend on the mood that Morocco are in?
Yes, it does depend on which Morocco turns up. But I think Scotland, I don't think, whichever Morocco turns up, I think Scotland will do it. I thought the Morocco-Norway result was an excellent one, even when they lost to Brazil. I thought it'll go down to the last game. It's Scotland-Morocco, and Scotland will win. I fancy them to go through strongly.
Well, Scotland have to win then. They've actually only managed that 4 times, would you believe, in 22 World Cup matches. And they beat Zaire 2-0 in 74, Holland with that Archie Gemmell goal 3-2 in 78, New Zealand 5-2 in 82, and Sweden 2-1 at Italia 90. What do you make of those stats, Alex?
I can't believe it, actually. Surprised. But then you look back and there've been a lot of draws, mind you. They've had a few draws.
But they need a win.
They need to win, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've had their disappointments now, and I think what Craig has done very well is kept it balanced. He's not negative about it, and he's not over optimistic about it or overconfident. He's got the right balance, and he'll make sure they're not getting carried away, because that's what's happened to Scotland in the past. You know, that's this carelessness when they're in a good position. Hopefully not this time.
He's exuded that quiet air of confidence, Craig Brown, all the time, but he's going to have his...
Right way through, always. Even bad results, he keeps them up, and good results, he just keeps it steady. He's really done a good job, I think.
What are your thoughts about the mood of the Moroccans? It's going to be important, that, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a tricky game. I mean, I think they'll make it, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, we keep saying that every time they get to a situation where, oh well, they've done the hard bit, Scotland, now they're going to do it. As you've just said yourself, they have often slipped up.
I think he must be rapidly developing. I know you've worked with Craig Brown, haven't you? As just about the best ever for Scotland, Alex. Would you agree with that?
He's done the... Say again?
I'm saying just about the best coach they've ever had.
He's been the most successful without question. And I mean, he's got a great experience with him. I mean, he was with me in 86, and he's carried on right through with Andy Roxburgh. In fact, his whole staff has a good experience about World Cups, and I think that's helped. But I mean, I think Terry summed up well. He's handled everything so well. He's given it this air of control, and I think that's important in his job. And particularly a team that everyone is expecting to let their country down. He's got a nice balance in it, and I'm sure they're going to do it.
John, all the big teams here, all these successful teams, have got a striker at the sharp edge. We've got a couple of emails pointing out Scotland's lack of a world-class striker, one from Adam Doran and one from Imran, who lives in Livingston, West Lothian. Should Ali McCoist have been in the squad? He's experienced and a good striker.
I think the two frontmen have done exceptionally well. Against Brazil, they worked hard and they really helped the team perform. And I think after the performance against Brazil, there are question marks as to whether they lost the euphoric occasion of playing well against Brazil. Can they reproduce that form or that performance against Norway? And I, for one, thought they couldn't, and they did. They surpassed it. You know, so I think you have to look at the all-round performance and creating chances. And if you play in a fashion to create chances, as you saw with Burley being on the end of the last chance, someone will score the goals. I mean, Jury can score goals. They can all score goals, you know, and I think what they give the team is more important than having a world-class striker who probably won't give the team what they give the team.
Yeah, right. What are you going to be like to be near when Scotland are trying to reach that second phase for the first time, Alex? Your normal, genial, jovial self, or a bit of an edge to you?
I'm looking forward to it. I think that there's been occasions in the past where I've got the Scots supporters get carried away a little bit. I'm quietly confident. I'm not going to get too excited, but I'll be willing to win. We all are. It's a great thing about what Scotland have created, and it's this esprit de corps, and also the support have done their bit. They've carried everyone along with them, and it's fantastic to see that.
Yeah, terrific example from the Scottish fans. Right then, we'll be discussing that red card salvo in Toulouse and here in Paris later on, but next on Encore, the action. Our French hosts aiming for a place in the last 16 and begging for more support from their nervous fans at the Stade de France.
You see, if you hit anything, then these great big airbags, whoosh, they inflate, just like that. It's great.
The new Citroën Zara Coupe. It's the only thing to be seen in.
So, why wear anything else?
Why is the Bristol & West so good for mortgages, savings and investments? Because the Bristol & West specialises in mortgages, savings, investments and nothing else.
There's an important difference between loafing and laziness. Loafing is a noble art form, which has to be worked at, but can give you success without the stress.
Harrow, let me buy you a drink, old man.
Thanks, I'll have another. You see, and once you've mastered its finer points, you can just sit back and enjoy life's pleasures, like Strongbow. Maximum refreshment, minimum effort. Lovely. Loafing, you should try it, it's great.
Eaton? Thanks very much, I'm starving. Table for two, please. Whew, that was close. Nearly hit the antique.
Jonathan?
Caprice.
You can't pronounce your R's. I love a man who can't pronounce his R's.
Really? Great. I already ordered one of those garlic and herb stuffed kvass. There's a delicious wing of soft cheese in the whim, along with the garlic and the herbs. Caprice. Waitress, is it too late to get these to go?
Exactly. Uh-huh. Well, I can't believe it.
Orange believe that everyone should always be able to get through. That's why we're installing more transmitters in more places than any other digital network. To find out more about the network that performs better, call 0800 80 1080.
Oh, look at the state of me. It's the last time I take a convertible into a car wash.
And hello once again from Paris, where we've seen two games in Group C today. It was red hot in Toulouse for South Africa and Denmark. That one really boiled out of control. And before we get the panel's views, we will see tonight's action from Saint-Denis, featuring the host nation against Saudi Arabia. France making a couple of changes, leaving out Arsenal's Petty and Djokaeff as well. Dugarry, very much the main striker. Saudi Arabia, already been beaten by the Danes, but of course they held England recently at Wembley. That's Johnny in St John and Peter Brackley.
Match by 4 goals to 0. 2 goals for Thierry Henry, who up to his one on the opening night. But of course, for France, a night soured by the sending off of Zinedine Zidane. For the moment, it's all celebrations in the Stade de France.
Celebrations for the French. They're now 11-2, second favourites behind Brazil at 5-2. You ain't seen nothing yet. Next, that explosive match in the scorching heat of Toulouse, South Africa and Denmark. Watch carefully now with Kevin Keegan and Brian Moore.
Laudrup, his brother inside. And a great goal for Alan Nielsen. And Denmark 1-0 ahead.
Well, no wonder Chelsea fans can't wait to see this man. Vialli wants to get on the end of these next. He's been playing himself. Great cross, but poor defending from the South Africans. Great finish from Nielsen. Spurs fans, we want some of these next year.
Not at all for fortune. France, though, through with that unblemished record. Saudi Arabia out. And I'll tell you what, South Africa could still nick that second qualifying spot from Denmark. 5 players sent off. That's the worst day in World Cup history. We're going to go through them one by one in chronological order, really. Alex, you first. Mr. Molnar, let's have a little look and see what you make of this one. Again, from the referee's point of view, you might say a few studs were being waved around in there.
No, I think that the Danish player's knees come in between the South African player's legs. I think that's created the impression that it's a bad injury. But in fact, the South African player got up and played away. And in the reaction of the Danish player, you'll notice he runs to the touchline not thinking for a minute there's anything other than a throw in for him. And he'd be as surprised as anyone.
Terry Pirri was next to go there in Toulouse. What do you make of this one, waving his arms around?
We're on the wrong side. He pushes him out of the way. There's no doubt about that. He pushes him quite aggressively. Can't see if he catches him. And certainly if we're talking about a red card, it may have been a yellow. But we're going to go through them. But I would say that there's possibly some merit in that. And the players didn't help because they all rushed around him and put pressure on the referee. But I've got to say the referee didn't want any encouraging. I mean, he was thrilled to bits, wasn't he? I mean, he got that circular from Blatter and Platini. He'd go out there and do him, and he was up there, wasn't he? He loved it. He couldn't get it out quick enough.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Third one, John, V course. There's a suggestion from one or two players that the referee might have pulled out the wrong colour card here.
Yeah, he rides the tackle well, McCarthy. He spins him. V course has only been on for 2 minutes, and as you see it again, in the second, he knows it's coming, and he lifts both legs off the ground, rides it, and he clips him. A trip. Maybe a yellow card, but as Terry says, once the circle is sent out to toughen up on tackles, that's the result, and in no way should that have been a sending off.
And we move on to tonight's game.
Quite interesting, actually. Ben McCarthy there says tonight that he said the refereeing was amateurish. He said he didn't even think that it was a foul, really. He said, I was trying to get out of the way because he felt it coming, just as John's saying, you know.
Yeah, that sort of set the trend down there in Toulouse this afternoon, and we wondered what was going to happen here in Paris. We didn't have to wait too long for our answer, did we, Alex?
No, this is another one I think is very unfortunate. And what it doesn't help is actually the French player's reaction. He rolls about there and gives the referee a difficult task. Maybe from his angle, it looks a bad quickly. And it's only 20-odd minutes gone, and I think he can wait in these situations because it was a fair game. There was nothing happening in the match that warranted that kind of action.
So you're feeling that the players aren't exactly helping their own cause here, that they're not helping the referees?
No, I've seen it several times, and this thing about waving your hand to the referee to book them and send them off, that's nonsense. The referee should take action on those players.
Definitely.
You know, and that was stamping a lot of the problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Zidane, of course, the biggest name to go, and FIFA will decide tomorrow whether he's going to miss one game or two. Definitely misses one, might just miss two, Terry. Has Zidane...
No, he's not unhappy about that. We're talking really about things that are hurting people, dangerous play. None of those incidents there, really, are dangerous play as such.
Whether he's playing the politician or not, I don't know, John, but Jacquet, the French manager, I've just heard, has said he deserved to go there, Zidane.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. He may have come down on him. It wasn't a stamp. It was a bit of a push to say, get up or get off me, because the lad came in quite hard on him. And if you looked at the player's face, he didn't wince. He wasn't even aware that he got it stamped.
Trousier's saying tonight that he was
the South African coach.
Yeah, the South African coach. He was far from happy to wait. He says that since Cameroon played last night, there was a further circular that went round again this morning. So there's even more pressure being put on. And the thing that surprises me, the earlier games, we've not had any problems with. We've had good football. It's not as if we've had bad football we need. I think we've pushed ourselves into a situation that we didn't need to get into.
I think the interesting thing is the Brazil game. The tackle on Ronaldo is created...
Well, that's the one, I think, that tackle on Ronaldo, yes. Alex. I think that's the one that Blatter has picked out, and he was very unhappy that there wasn't a sending off here. And you can't argue with that.
Wasn't as unhappy as Ronaldo, I wouldn't have thought.
Well, that's the type of injury you want to try and
That's right.
avoid. That is a serious tackle. That could have done a lot of damage to a really good... But any player, to any player. Doesn't matter how important it is, but it was a bad tackle, that.
Just finally on this point, Terry, you've got to feel sorry for the Danes. They've never, ever had a player sent off. They've now picked up a couple of red cards. They've had 8 fouls, 2 reds and 4 yellows.
8 fouls?
8 fouls in the whole game.
That's absolutely amazing. Yeah.
That one will run, and run, and run. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to visit the Nigerians, the Super Eagles in France '98. They've soared to the top of their group after beating Spain. Bulgaria are their next prey.
If you could have any car, okay, what color would it be? Dunno.
From double glazing, crazy paving, everyone's saving for everything they're craving. New car, used car, van that's second-hand, small boys, toy car, tall boys, home bar. Nationwide really knows how to make your money grow. Everyone's saving for rainy days and sunny days. For CDs, TVs, PCs and videos, everything for exercise, all you need for buys, water beds, daughter's beds, all for poster. Crockery, cutlery, cooker and toaster. Old extension causing tension. Holiday on Costa Brava, Costa, lots of saving harder. Number 8 anticipates forthcoming weddings, next door neighbours, wives in labour, university anniversaries. Meanwhile, mum smiles at a new nursery.
Whoever you are, whatever you want to save for, it pays to decide nationwide.
The boots make players more powerful. The ball is faster and truer. World Cup '98. It's about those who love the game enough to do something about it.
You know what they say, if you can sell ice to an Eskimo. Now, Starburst fruit ice is totally different. First, you'll experience its soft fruit shell. Next comes the refreshing fruit sorbet. And now get ready for the real burst. Real pieces of fruit. This is bigger than we thought. New Starburst fruit ice. So fruity you won't believe your ice.
Послушай, то надо ставить Симон.
McManaman. No. Adam, Neville. Owen.
Youth. Carlsberg, official England team supporter.
So I just sign on the dotted line, the car's mine. I'll take 2. Give the wife one.
Andy, back with us in Paris. Well, for my money, Nigeria's victory over Spain is still the performance of the tournament. It puts them comfortably on top of Group D, and tomorrow afternoon it's Nigeria, Bulgaria, and that is live only on this channel. What can we expect next? Tony Francis reports now from Chateau, Nigeria.
From Istanbul, Kansas City, Moscow and Milan they come to play for their country. Nigerians are the farthest flung, most widely travelled mercenaries in the game. Not one of them plays at home.
You can't really blame them, can you? Why live under a strict military dictatorship when you can be free and earn lots of money?
They don't hang on to their coaches very long either. Bora Milutinovic is the 4th to walk the tightrope since they won the Olympics 2 years ago. And it's his 4th successive World Cup with 4 different nations.
Always you have chance to be winner. You never know. The some team is predictable. You know everything what happen here. You never know. For this is so exciting.
What a box of tricks he's inherited. Players like the classy Sunday Olise, who's had such a terrific season with Ajax. The unmistakable Taribo West of Inter Milan, coached at Auxerre, coiffeured at Nicky Clark's. And Daniel Amokachi, who felt unloved at Everton, but has found peace with John Toshak in Turkey.
Most of us played in the local league, and we all left for Europe. You know, so when we come together, it's like a big family. It's like fun, you know. We make fun, we are happy, we are more relaxed.
Political intrigue and financial squabbling, which usually undermine Nigerian reunions, are in vivid contrast to their football. Exuberant, joyful, and as far as the Spanish are concerned, irresistible.
You really think you can win the World Cup this time?
I know we're going to win the World Cup. And I think the same way all the team they do. The 150 million back home, they know we're going to win the World Cup, and we just have to try and see that we win the World Cup, or they take our head off.
But they're safe in voluntary exile, and there's a little corner of France which will be forever Lagos.
Warm welcome for them back in Nigeria by the sounds of it. John, what do you expect from them?
A little bit less than they expect. I think they'll do very well. And I think that result against Spain was fantastic. I think they thought they'd probably lose that one and get results against Paraguay and Bulgaria, go through in second place. That result has set them up nicely, so they'll definitely go through. They could meet France, if they finish second in the group, though, but they will definitely go through. I think they'll get to the quarterfinals.
Terrifically exciting side, Terry. More to come from them?
Never give up. Never known where they're beaten. That wasn't a one-off. When they won the Olympic Games 2 years ago, they were often behind, and they came back, and sometimes 2 goals. They're so exciting to watch. I love them. They're great.
Do you share those guys' enthusiasm?
Absolutely. I think that the last 20 minutes they were running all over the top of Spain. They must have been really shocked at that because they couldn't live with them. Quite simply, they just couldn't live with them.
They come from all over the place, but there aren't too many in our country. Why is that?
I think the problem is the work permit situation, really. I think that if we could have a more relaxed situation, there would be plenty of them playing in our country.
You never know, it might be next season or so. Right, thanks for the moment anyway. So, we've had a day here, really, in which France, Les Bleus, have seized a place in the last 16, but rouge has been the colour that's caused all the controversy. The day in 60 seconds now with David Beckett.
FIFA's declaration that red record Arabia, 6 players off in the last 3 matches compared to 3 in the previous 19. One of the first to go was Patrick Kluivert, but an English fan threatened legal action to overturn the ban. He says FIFA's wrecked his chances of winning 60 grand in a fantasy football contest. Tino Asprilla has a dream too, to stay at the finals. He's promising to behave if he's reinstated to Colombia's squad, begging forgiveness for his row with the coach. Much happier times for Argentina's defender Roberto Ayala. He's quids in after agreeing a £6 million move from Napoli to AC Milan. But no fee for this little fella. Into the Penguins become Brazil's unofficial World Cup mascot, abandoning colder climes to swim ashore in Rio.
Thank you very much indeed, David. And that is just about it for Encore tonight. Let's say thanks to the panel, to John, to Terry and to Alex. Quite a day, and I'm sure, guys, we're going to hear a lot more about the referees and things like that later on. Thank you all. Well, what we have to do now is take really a very deep breath and come back tomorrow. I'm sure when we leave the studio.